And in part two of building the sorting hat of Harry Potter, I'm not even gonna do an intro. Just watch the first video because this is gonna be a continuing subject. It's gonna be something that we continue, and I think it's kind of cool because when you do part one, part two, you always do the intro. And although it's good, if people are gonna be watching this on the road, then you don't want to hear a four times the intro, right? So we were talking about how sometimes it feels like Harry Potter has this very I want to say controlled narrative. So, for example, you're being led by the writer themselves to think about something, to believe in something. And I think that sometimes it's good, but sometimes it isn't as good. Because you're like, okay, well... Wait a second. I understand. I did a mistake. I did a mistake. Okay. This actually goes here. Oh, this is complicated, dude. This is complicated. Okay. So I believe that you will go here. See, this is so weird. Okay. Let's take those two then. This is really weird. Because it doesn't seem to be very, very good. However, I believe we found a solution. So sometimes the writer makes you, kind of forces you to believe in something. And the way we can see it is, for example, the rogue fight with Quirrell when Harry is playing Quidditch, right? And Rogue is like, yo, he's singing and he's trying to save Harry, but because we know he's mean and we don't like him, we automatically think that he's the bad guy. And I feel like this is why the second time you read it is even better, because yes, you know the punch, yes, you know what's gonna happen, but you also know that, okay, well, this person, I thought they were not good, they're kind of good, you know? And to me, that is super, super, super important, because it is, what do I believe? Do I believe what the writer is telling me, or actually have some critical thinking? Some critical thinking in Harry Potter is amazing, because this is, once again, it's not a real world. So you shouldn't be treating it as a real world. But at the same time, you want to live the dream, right? There you go, that's perfect. I understand, I missed I missed something. Okay? Because this is technically, this is perfect. What we're doing right now is absolutely perfect. Right? Absolutely perfect. But I'm missing a piece. And a piece is... Okay. What if I did this? Uh-huh. This is very weird. Yeah, I keep on doing mistakes. Because I'm so tired. Okay. And if I do it like that, aha. This is perfect. Okay. This is good. And we have this. We'll see if it works. No. I have to go way back. So this is the first part of the hat. And it's not good because... Okay, so it's not that bad. It isn't that bad. Oopsies. Okay. Okay, perfect. I'm sorry, guys. It's a bit complicated. Nice. Perfect. Oh my god, this is good. Oh my god, this is phenomenal. Okay, I got you. Yeah, we figured it out. So, the fact that you think that Rogue was actually trying to hurt Harry, and then he was trying to help him, you, as a kid, maybe I'm weird, maybe I'm special, right? But my first thought was like, oh shit, I did treat Rogue like a menace when he wasn't a menace. Maybe I should feel bad about that. You're just like, oh well, I made a mistake. And it is so cool because every single year you have a meeting between Dumbledore and Harry Potter. And all of those times, those meetings serve a purpose of, okay, well, we're supposed to understand what happened during the years. And it's kind of cool because when a story like Harry Potter is a bit too complicated, you're not exactly sure as to what to do. Okay, so instead of doing this is complicated. Well, before you judge, understand that I'm doing. I'm also doing. I'm also doing something in the background, which is talking to you guys, which I fucking love. But it's a bit harder. And from to me, the first book, it's such a wonderful thing because you introduce every single aspect of the movie, of the I'm confused as fuck. We went too fast. Okay. Uh-huh. So like this maybe? Like this. Okay. Oh la la la. Yeah, you can tell I'm not doing like a lot. And then the first year, why it's so good is because the book is so short, but at the same time you're doing so much with the story. For example, you introduce Hogwarts, which is not an easy task. You introduce a castle where there's house elves, there's wizard, there's ghosts, right? There's these four houses, and you're doing the best you can at understanding. Okay, well, this is a world we need to build, and then you had this one thing, which is the Quidditch. And to me, the Quidditch as a kid, because I'm not a sports guy, right? I always wondered why are we talking about Quidditch? Why is the Quidditch so important? And then it's just to show you that okay, well, in this world there's also sport, and this world there's also peculiar thing. A lot of people will say that okay, well, the Quidditch was supposed to be a show. So this is good. Okay. Okay, so they're telling me like this. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Okay, that's perfect. Now we have this piece, and yeah, that makes sense. Okay, perfect. There you go. You got those pieces. So that gives you right. And then a lot of people will believe that the Quidditch serves the only purpose of okay, well, we need a world and we need a sports, and it serves the only purpose of we have the World Cup, the Quidditch World Cup, because we have the Quidditch World Cup. Then we're like, okay, well, this was the reason. The Quidditch in itself serves a certain purpose, which is narrative. For hey, we need to play a sport. We need to make this sport real. Now, J.K. Rowling, I believe that she's English. Ah, I made a mistake. Okay, that's not a big deal. That's not a big deal. I believe that she's from UK. Now, is it a big thing in the UK? Is it a big thing? Yo, let's go. Look at this. This is beautiful. Is it the sports is a big thing? I know soccer is a big thing because I have a couple of friends that are from British, and they know soccer a lot, and they constantly talk about soccer, which is kind of cool. But in the Quidditch, imagine forming a sport, and it just goes to show like J.K. Rowling. You may not like her, but she did create something that was kind of special. She created the world of Harry Potter, and of course, the main villain, was based on one of the worst people on the planet. But thinking about a school, thinking about a rule of wizard, thinking about the ministry of wizard, thinking about a sports, thinking about a certain teacher. See, this is so much to deal with. So the first one is just okay, but they do spend a lot of time. They do spend a lot of time, and the book is it's not that big, and it's kind of cool because it's almost as a learning exercise. It is almost as a learning exercise in the fact that you're in a position where you're like, okay, well, the first one was that many pages, and if you look on YouTube today, you look on YouTube and you're seeing the amount. If you type in Harry Potter audiobook, you'll find it, and it keeps on getting taken down. But Harry Potter is such a big thing that they keep on putting it back up. So even though they will take it down, there's at least a couple. And if you go on Spotify you can find the entire book for completely free. And if you look below, it's the same thing. So it is kind of cool that we're seeing that. It is kind of cool that this is something we're keeping alive, right? And the importance, I don't know the importance. That is something I don't know. I don't know the meta behind Harry Potter. I don't know the importance it had in the sales. I don't know if it had this huge weight on society at itself. I remember that it was all the rage. Harry Potter was all the rage. You had every single thing that you can think about. If you go at Walt Disney, you can see the Harry Potter world. You can see a butterbeer. Another thing, J.K. Rowling actually did some candies. Now, why candies? And a lot of people will say, "Oh, maybe she likes candies." They're kids. They're kids. Let's not forget that they're kids. And I think it adds to the world. And even the fact that she did something that was so brilliant. And I think that was so brilliant was to put. Okay, so raz va trei shetere. Okay, so raz va trei shetere. The thing that she did was really cool was the card of famous sorcerer. And the card of famous sorcerer, it is nice because you're like, okay, well, you can kind of know who's the important sorcerer. And when you play the game, it gave you something to collect. Now, also, what is really cool is the constant use of the word Muggle. So, for example, Harry lived his whole life in the Muggle society. Then Ron lived his whole life in the sorcerer community. So the exchange between those two, the exchange of, oh, we have this as a magic, right? And Harry says, okay, well, we have this. It's super cool, and it gives some funny moments. One of my favorite moments in the second book, which is, by the way, my favorite book, is when Ron is trying to invite Harry home, and he screams on the phone, "Can I talk to Harry?" The first book to me is almost perfect. The only thing that I would have liked to know is, why does the Dursley hate Harry so much? Okay, and it's funny because you cannot use magic outside of the world, but you use a ton of magical items. For example, Harry has his book of pictures that are moving, and people are just like, "Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. That is completely normal." Okay, it is going well, people. It is going well. All we have to do. We're still watching Freddy vs. Jason, by the way. It's a good movie, though. You have those items. The first one was good. It was just it's such an Herculean task, you know. It's such an Herculean task because you got the teacher, you got the world, you got the books, and even the point system. And this is why I didn't like Macgonagal at first, but now that I know, and I'm older, she's one of my favorite teachers because she was so rough. She was so representative of the Gryffindor, and she cared about the image that they give. And if I was the teacher if it was the master of the house, I would have been like, just like, oh, there's no problem with what you're doing. There's no problem with you doing this, that, or this. And the reality is, no, she had a place to uphold, and it was kind of important. Kind of important because it does show the tenacity of a teacher. If you had a teacher, and the teacher, I all like them. So, for example, Trelawney was the reason why the prophecy happened. Trelawney, it was her. The next one is Fitwick. Fitwick, I would have liked to see him more, but at that time, a person of a little person didn't have a lot of place in the industry. Now, I'm gonna say something, and people are gonna get mad at me, but listen, this is my video, and I'm gonna do what I want, okay? The next, in my opinion, the next little person that really brought up the small people community was Peter Dinklage. So, who is Peter Dinklage? Peter, I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. Peter Dinklage is the guy that plays in Game of Thrones. He is the person that is Tyrion Lannister, which is a super important character, super interesting character. So yeah, it is. It does have this huge importance. Why am I having such a hard time? I'm having such a hard time taking those pieces on. So I'm probably doing something wrong. See, I keep on skipping facts. I keep on skipping steps. And then, in my opinion, we move on to the second book. And the second book is amazing. Because the first book, of course, and it's kind of nuts. So I have this crazy mentality, right? Now that I'm older, I understand better. I had this crazy, oh, they're supposed to come soon. It is 12 o'clock, so they're supposed to come as soon as possible. Instead of going to be sleeping, which is going to be good. Because your boy is a bit tired, I'm not going to lie. Okay. So you're saying to put these here, right? Good. And because I watched the movie, I'm going to be able to do a review of the Jason 50 vs. Jason. Not today though. After that I'm going to sleep. I'm tired as fuck. So what I really enjoyed about the second book is it's not because the second book could exist without the first. It wouldn't make a lot of sense, but the second book could exist as a lone piece. The first book is as if J.K. Rowling knew that it would be successful. He knew. And again, I keep on saying it, but she was writing bosses, so that's kind of like a very famous woman. J.K. Rowling was possibly, and I use that term very loosely, possibly one of the richest person in the world. And it's true. At a certain point, she was absolutely some person, one of the richest person in the world. See, my problem is this. I'm supposed to have two. I have two. So why aren't you coming in? Okay, you're working. Haha. This is good, but if I put this here... Oh my god. Okay. She's mine. Ah, freaking Love is Blind. I mean, I love Love is Blind, but... I mean, it's a really good show, but with all that came out with all of this, with all of the... I'm so sorry, guys. Holy shit, I'm at what percent? I'm at 1%. So I think we're gonna have to do without movies. Oh my god, what a big deal. I was thinking about a movie today. A trilogy. Oh, Blade was good. Because we're watching a spooky movie, right? But I don't think it's available anymore. Blade. Okay, you're not available. I'm gonna go ahead and charge this. The second book is, you spend so much time trying to explain the universe, trying to explain what's going on, trying to explain this and that and this and that and this and that, that you don't have a lot of time to the story. But at the same time, the first book is so well made. It is such a wonderful thing because not only are you able to tell the story, but you're able to put a lot of things. My only issue with the first book is that time passes so fast. Like a chapter you're in Halloween and a chapter you're in Christmas. Now, about the fact that we have Harry Potter fighting Voldemort in the first, well, the soul of Voldemort. It's nuts. It's still, and that's my thing with the narrative, the push narrative. It's Harry Potter is such a unique experience because the first time you read, you're a kid. Well, in my case, you're a kid, and then you're like, okay, well, if that's what the book tells me, I'm gonna believe it, right? And then you're watching it for the second time, and like, I know what's going on. So now I can think about it because at first you're just like, okay, well, if the writer told me to do so, I trust the writer, right? The writer wouldn't lie to me, or she wouldn't push a narrative. And in Harry Potter, there's a lot of handheld. There's a lot of hand holding, which is basically, oh, well, you're reading the book, but I'm still gonna tell you, I'm still gonna take you through the story. So at the end, we have almost a recap of the story, and I think it does add to the story, But I think there's a lot of moments where it doesn't add. For example, right? If J.K. Rowling in herself is to portray if she is to portray the Slytherin example as bad people, then in your mind you're portraying the Slytherin as bad people because this is what J.K. Rowling told you to do. Okay, so we need to put 2 here. 2. I think it's good. Now, how much is on each side? It's supposed to be 3. 1, 2, 3, perfect. Because middle. But then, for example, I'm gonna give you an example, right? So, everybody keeps on telling Harry, "Yo, you look like your father. You look like your father. You look like your father," right? And then, in the 6th book, we learn that Harry's father was actually a bully. And Harry, he's like, that's what I'm telling you. Harry is very emotional in the later books. And Harry is like, oh, I don't like the fact that I look at my father. I don't want to be like my father. I don't want to be James because he was an asshole. Bro, you're 16. I think you're, well, second year, you're 12. Third year, you're 13. Fourth year, you're 14. 6 years, you're 16. If you don't know who you are, that's a problem, you know? And even then, you kind of see, and this is what I have a huge problem with. You can kind of see that Snape was bullied by the Harry fathers, right? And your first thought is, well, oh, he's taking out his anger on his father to Harry. So, for example, your father was a bully. I'm gonna bully you to take my revenge, right? Which is possible. It's more than possible. However, you're not even as a kid or even as an adult, you're not putting yourself in the shoes of Snape. Harry is a victim of Snape. That's not a secret. There's a lot of time where Snape goes too far. There's a lot of time where Snape's kind of an asshole to him. But there's not one time where you hear Harry say, "Hey, bro, I'm sorry about what my father did. That was not okay." Right? Not once do you hear Harry say, "Hey, I'm not my father, so don't treat me like my father." Okay, we're missing. Are we missing a piece? Because technically we're not. We're supposed to be okay. I'm missing 2 purple. But then I have 1 with 4. What I'm thinking is I put 1 of 4, 2 of 2, instead of 1 of 4. And that's what fucked me up. Which is more than possible. It happens to the best of us, right? It's perfect. Now, the second book, the reason why I love the second book so much is because it's becoming a lot darker. So my favorite books are the first one, the second one, the third one. If I have to put them in order, the first one is my favorite. The second one is my second favorite. No, it's literally 2 pieces. I need 6. So I got 1. Wait a second. Okay, let's restart. I'm sorry, guys. I am sorry. And you're supposed to be in a position of saying, okay, well, Harry should have said sorry. And then Harry's the main character. There's not a time where Harry does things that are putting everybody in danger, just like Sirius does. But he's a chosen. And the problem of the movie is it is told as a narrator with an outside perspective, but you're supposed to believe. And this is the problem with Harry Potter that I have as an adult. As a kid, I like it, but as an adult, there's too much of a hand holding. You're supposed to say, no, Harry, that's not okay. Life is not about being a yes man. Life is not about, hey, I did this, I did this is perfect, this is another thing I did, which is also perfect. It's not about that. Life is about saying, yo, what you're doing right now is not okay. And as a writer, she's supposed to, but as a writer, how are you supposed to say, yo, this main character kind of fucked up, right? And one of the ways that she does it is she take out the friendship between Ron and Harry. The one person that was truly loyal to Harry left him. And you're supposed to understand, like, oh, well, if Ron leaves, then Harry truly did something wrong, right? And even when you look at a character like Hermione was supposed to be she was supposed to be super ugly, right? You look at Emma Watson, she's kind of cute. Now, Harry Potter was a terrible thing for Emma Watson. There was websites telling, oh, when is she going to turn 18? When is she going to turn 18? When is she becoming a major? That way she can have, like, new picture, right? And it's horrible because nobody should feel that. Or you look at Thomas Felton. And Thomas Felton, see, the thing with Harry Potter is amazing. The thing with Harry Potter is you take a more recent show. We'll take an example. I don't know. I'm gonna take Game of Thrones is an actual super good idea. You take a character like Joffrey, and Joffrey, you hate Joffrey. Joffrey's an asshole. There's a reason why you hate Joffrey. Well, the character or the actor that played Joffrey was getting a lot of threat, was getting some death threat, was getting some, yo, you don't deserve to live, yo, you're not a good person, yo, fuck you. And he was a kid, so you shouldn't have done that to a kid. But then again, Thomas Felton, which was the character of Draco Malfoy, did the same thing, you know? And nobody said, oh, well, it's a playable character. So there's a lot of things. Even Daniel Radcliffe, he turns to alcohol, and it was a huge secret on the show. Because he was drinking, and nobody was telling him because Harry Potter was such a huge beast. And they put such a it was putting such a pressure on Harry Potter. And truly where the movie happened is truly where the thing got corrupted. Why am I saying that? Why am I saying it got corrupted? Well, it's actually pretty simple. So for example, you take a character like Emma Watson, right? And you know that she's getting very sexualized. And instead of doing something to stop it, you make her more beautiful. You make her be in a romantic relationship. You're not telling people to stop. When we take a character like Neville, for example, and you say, well, Neville is getting too pretty. You're having the same problem. I don't have those two purple pieces. Okay. I think if I did that, we're still gonna miss one. They gave me one of 4, and I don't know if I'm gonna be needing one of 4. Hey la la. Okay. I don't really need it. It's okay. We'll make it without. It's not like look at this piece is not gonna make it or break it. Take a character like Neville was supposed to be clumsy, was supposed to be ugly, it was supposed not to be lovable, and the actor had a glow up. The actor became extremely beautiful, and people were like, "Holy shit, this actor is beautiful," you know. Okay, so this is done. Give me a sec. Okay, so this was there. This is good. This is good. This is good. I'm missing those 2 purple. Okay. I'm actually missing a lot. Okay, let's put it like that. Fuck it. I hope it's gonna be okay, because I don't know what to do otherwise. And I'm gonna have to go to sleep soon. I'm so tired. I'm trying to stay awake, but I can't. So the second book, what is really cool is we got Ron, and Ron's trying to have Harry, and this is the first case where the Weasley are super cool because they're really caring about Harry. They really, really care about Harry, and they're like, okay, well, guess what? You can come to our house, and you get the feeling that they know what's going on. You get the feeling that they know that Harry Potter isn't really loved, and of course we have 2 here. I don't know why. But we have 2 here, which is great. Because I kind of needed those 2. And I gotta say, like, the beginning is a bit weird. We have Harry trying to study. We have Harry who can do magic. We have Harry who is secretly nervous that's not gonna be forward. And it's kind of cool because it does show how much Harry cares about Hogwarts. And he constantly say, I can't wait until it gets back. And then, we have the introduction of Dobby, and Dobby is one of the most, if not the most important character. Dobby it's an important character for Harry because he does help Harry a lot, but it's also a narrative pieces for the entirety of the book. And the narrative pieces. Okay, I'm not sure how it works. You're okay. There you go. It works perfectly. It works perfectly. This is what you got. Pretty cool, huh? So it's certainly a narrative piece because we keep on thinking, and this is where I think J.K. Rowling went a bit too far and the madness of Harry Potter. We're taking people like house elf. We're taking people like goblins, right? And there've been they're being like in slavery. Now, am I pro-slavery? No, but it's a fucking book, guys. Shit. Okay, so I'm supposed to have a third one. Where's the third one? It's here. And you have Dobby, and it's kind of like the first person that Harry, like, just like it's weird because Dobby served a very similar response to Hagrid in the first book. Dobby's like, oh, you mustn't go to Hogwarts, you mustn't go to Hogwarts, you mustn't go to Hogwarts. Which, what I love about Harry Potter, the second book and the third book, it's it's scary. It's not scary, but it's like, it's, the ambiance is a bit darker. And then the first one, it was about joy and about discovering this new world. And the second one was like, okay, well, this new world will need you to protect him. And this is truly my favorite book. The second one has always been my favorite. And I feel like a book like the fifth one, the sixth one, or the seventh one would have been better if it wasn't for the fact that we had those 6 and 4. 6 and 4. Okay, let's do the 6 and 4. So the 6. Oh. I am not alone. No beating in my chest. Perfect. So Dobby trying to stop Harry Potter from going to the schools. We're not sure why. And it's kind of nice because, again, narratively speaking, it's one of the best thing ever. Dobby is kind of seen, or seemingly, he does look a little crazy. Dobby looks a little crazy, dude. And when he tells Harry, oh, you mustn't go to school, in your mind, you're like, oh, well, this house elf is crazy. And also, it's the first house elf that we see. Now, it's technically not the first sub races of Harry Potter that we see. The first one we see is actually Gripsec, which is the goblin. I believe it's a goblin, but I'm not sure. Which is a goblin of epic proportion in the story, but he's also the one that brings Harry back to his bank. There you go. That's good. That's good. We're doing good, guys. We're doing really freaking good. Okay. That's good. Wait a second. Am I missing a piece? I don't think I am. Okay, that's good. You leave one there. Nice. Perfect. Not gonna be the most sturdy thing because, again, this is my second one. It's still gonna be okay. If you look here, we have a little problem where one is higher than the others, and I'm not sure as to why. Not sure as to why, but there's gonna be a problem. Okay, we'll see when it comes to that. When it comes to the 6, you have this. This is okay. I got you. So we have the Gripsec, which is the first sub races, but they don't bring the subject, you know. And even Hagrid to a degree, being half a giant, is a sub races. Now, why am I saying sub races? It's a way to describe, you know. I'm not trying to be a elitist. I'm not trying to be a Slytherin. But yeah, and Dobby, the fact that he was crazy, if it was making more sense, we would not have doubted him. I would have believed him more, but because he seemed crazy, it was. And the best part about the second book is we're truly getting into the lore, but there's so much more lore we can explore. There's a ton of like actual cards that are made. There's a ton of actual like. Okay, 8. We have to move it over, right? We have to put it on each corner. Okay, that's easy peasy. I hope they come soon so I can go to sleep. I'm annoying, I'm sorry, but you know how it is. Your boy works hard, you know? And there's so much lore, for example, the Quidditch, where it come from. And the Quidditch in itself, is it the most interesting part? No. I've read the book 10 times, and there's still a time where the people are gonna ask me the rule. Can you recite the rules of Quidditch by heart? No, bro, can't. I can't now, and I will never be able to. Now, is it because your boy has a acute sense of freaking ADHD? Kinda. Is it because your boy's a freaking gangster? Absolutely. There's no doubt here. So well, we figured out that we did another mistake. Our mistake is quite visible though. I'm afraid that if I do that, I'm gonna fuck up everything. Which I already am. I don't know why we're having such a problem. The up thing, I did the same thing. There you go. Perfect. So we got these little parts in beneath are supposed to solidify the whole thing. Solidify the whole thing. The second one we go in, and just the fact that we're going in a house like the house of Ron, and it's so freaking cool because like the Dursley, there's a reason why the place is so shitty. There's a reason why Harry sleeps in the cupboard, right? And it's not because the Dursleys are douchebags. It's not because of that. It is because of that, yes, but the real reason is because naturally speaking, J.K. Rowling doesn't want you to be a fan of the house. She doesn't want you to care about the house. So if you look at another place, another story, and I keep mentioning or referring to Game of Thrones because Game of Thrones was the second book that I read. The second series of books that I read, you know? And Game of Thrones, we talk about Winterfell a lot, and Winterfell has become this place that the readers really enjoy because we know it, and it represents the Stark. And the Starks are kind of the good guys in the story, you know? But ultimately, there's no good guy in Game of Thrones. Everybody's an asshole. There's certain degrees of asshole. There's a certain degree of heroic. But everybody in Game of Thrones has done something that is reproachable. Right? Name me a character that didn't do anything wrong. And I'll applaud you. I know people are gonna say Tyrion, but Tyrion fucks whores. And Tyrion was would have done a lot more if giving the power that he needed. For example, at the end, Tyrion could have done much more, but he was so busy fixing the mistake of his sister and his nephew that he couldn't do shit. But coming back to Harry Potter, then when you enter the this is what's insane. This is what's insane. This is what I mean by a really prolonged sense of a guided narrative. Somebody that guides you to say, okay, well, I think this, I think this, I think this, and this is my opinion. No, you're being led to believe that. And it's actually quite simple to understand. It's actually quite simple to realize. And okay, so that's good. Right. Oh my god, I'm dumb. There you go. Perfect. This is gonna go here. Perfect. So the the twin, Fred and George. I wonder if they're the most popular of the bunch because people love Fred and George, and obviously because they're the comic relief, right? But Fred, George, and Ron are getting to pick up Harry. Now, where that is kind of cool is because they go to pick up Harry. Where that's not cool is because if you look at the first book, there's not a lot that relies Fred and George to Harry. There's not a lot of talk. They're just like, oh, yo, we got Harry, we got Harry, we got Harry. And it's supposed to be this really cool thing. But apart from that, do we have a friendship between do we have a friendship between Fred, George, and Harry? No. They come and pick up the and it's so well made, but so annoying at the same time. You have Fred and George that comes and pick up Harry, and then we have the classic they come back, and then we got a classic of Molly, which is the mother of the Weasley, being super strict and saying, "Oh, you could have hurt yourself. Think about your father." And you got the classic of the father, who's Archer Weasley, who's actually a good guy, and he's like, "Oh, don't worry, boys. I'm so proud of you. Did it really work?" And in this one, you're supposed to say, "Yeah." You're Molly giving shit to the boys, and Archer being kind of cool with that. So the purpose of, okay, well, Archer's cool, Molly is strict. And as a kid, which is mostly the people that read Harry Potter. And to be honest, I'm very impressed. Very, very impressed with the number of adults that still read Harry Potter. Not because it's not interesting, but because I would have not thought. How many pieces of art, how many pieces of literature do you know that are immortal? How many pieces of literature do you know that they're there to stay, you know? Not a lot of them. And is it a bad thing? No, it's a good thing. Here you go, guys. There you go. This is the battery. I hope it doesn't burn. I hope it doesn't burn. The little warning, I wasn't happy with that. Okay, it's not even... What the heck is this? Guys, we're gonna finish this back and after that. I'm done. I'm done for the day. It is 4. We'll have to do 5, 6, and 7. Which is good. Holy shit. Give me a sec. I have to find a piece. There you go. They were supposed to come at 12, but now they're gonna make me wait until like 1. Like they were supposed to come like 2 months ago to repair the wall because we had mouse issues, and I think I had mouse issues, but I'm not sure. I doubt so, but I believe I could because the whole building had some. Okay, so what are we supposed to do here? Actually, guys, I think I'm gonna go sleep right now. Yeah. And I opened this, and because I opened this, I cannot leave before I finished. That way, if we lose pieces, then we'll know, you know. We'll know, you know. Okay. So the second book, why is my favorite? Is because of you don't have to worry about the other explanation, even explaining something like Quidditch, which was so hard. And it's not because the question is always, oh, your father was so good, your father was natural. And it's constantly thing to, and it's a good thing because it's something to rely James and Harry. And like, oh yeah, well, Harry doesn't know his father, he doesn't know his mom, so if he can find something. And you know what's insane with that? There's no mention of Lily. There's nothing with Lily. The only mention of Lily, oh, you have her eyes. The second mention of Lily is Professor Slughorn, which is the potion teacher in the 5th book. When Mr. Rogue becomes the professor of the dark arts. Okay, that's good. That is pretty good. So Archer is once again the nice guy. Oh, the boys. He's such a cool dad. But when you think about it, the one that was right was Molly, because Archer didn't care about losing his job, and we know that Molly doesn't work, which I guess it's fine, but we know she doesn't work, and it's absolutely weird because, like, okay, well, she doesn't work, which is not a big deal, but then you have a character like Archer he works, and he's supposed to be worried about the whole thing that, oh well, if I lose my job, we have how many children? There's Ginny, there's Ron, there's the Dursley, there's the brother. Now, luckily, 2 of the older. Oh, there's also Percy. Fuck Percy though. I hate Percy. And it's super cool because in this one we finally get more about Percy. See, the plan of J.K. Rowling, which was really smart, is you don't need to introduce every single characters. You can introduce by name, so when you do mention them in the story, kind of cool. For example, you have Lee Jordan, who ends up being a Quidditch guy. You have somebody like there's another person, I don't remember their name, but when Harry gets everybody goes against Harry. This is the guy in the dorm that goes against Harry, you know? And it does serve a purpose, like, oh, this is supposed to be my friend. I think it's Lee Jordan. I remember Lee Jordan for some reason, but no, not the other guy. So just the fact that they went to the Burrow, and the Burrow right away. The Burrow, you know, okay, well, this is the place I want to be at. This is the place we're supposed to love. And it's not so much as if you love the Burrow by decision. Everything about the Burrow is kind of cool. Everything about the Burrow is to lead you to thinking, yo, this place is the shit. This place is amazing. Okay, so this, what am I supposed to do? Did I fuck up? I did. I did, but not too bad. I did, but not too bad at all. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go sleep. I'm annoying, I know, but fuck. Okay, so what am I supposed to do here? We got this one. So it's supposed to be here. No. It is supposed to be here. Okay. This is way too complicated, man. And I'm not saying I'm a good at the. I'm not saying I'm great at the. Well, if that's here, that would make sense. That would absolutely make sense. However, I believe it's a bit towards here. There you go. I believe, yeah. The reason why is because the drawing does help, but it's not precise, dude. It's not precise. I swear I never meant to let it die. I just can't take it anymore. Okay, that's good. That's good. Now we have the black piece. The black piece which we couldn't put before. We're putting it there. I just realized that I made a mistake. Way back. I can fix it, which is great. Which is absolutely great. And you gonna come over here. Oof. Yeah, this is complicated. This is really complicated. Okay. Yeah, this is tough, dude. I think I fucked up somewhere, guys. I think I fucked it up. So far this is good. Okay. But then again, we're supposed to have this part. Okay. So far this is good. This seems good. This seems okay. Now the black part, which we had before. Sorry, your boy needs to focus a little bit more. So here it's actually perfect. Okay, I think I fixed it. Good. And now we have one of these. Need the other part. Am I? Yeah, we did miss some pieces. I don't think there exists a point where everyone had every pieces. And I don't think so. Okay, so here is actually special. So you have to perfect. Yo, this is good. This is perfect. Okay, perfect. Okay, and number 4. Number 4 is right here. So the second book, you go to Hogwarts, and again, it's to the Borough, which is the name of the place of the Wesley. Keep on calling them Wesley. I keep on mixing Dursley and Wesley. Holy shit, that's not good. That's not nice. And okay. I seem disappointed. I am a bit disappointed because, again, I was supposed to go to sleep about 2 hours ago. And I stayed up for those guys, and those guys won't come. And the second time, they're telling me they will come, and they won't come. Now, the third time, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to say, oh yeah, they won't come, and they will come. That's a bit of a shitty situation. Shitty situation. Okay, that's good. We need 3. It's actually pretty easy. We need tree. The tree is where? The tree is leaving one of those up. Perfect, okay. Another tree. And the burrow, once again, it's supposed to be this place that is magical, that you really, really love, and like, oh my god, I can't believe such a place exists, and Harry should live there, right? But once again, you get Harry that's fucking rich. He's super, super rich. And you got the Weasley that don't really have money, yet he wants to live there. And just like Harry, they're broke, dude. They're broke. I know that you like them, and I like them too, don't get me wrong. But they're broke. You know what I mean? Okay, so this is really good. So the second one, and it's kind of cool because in the first one we take the train, everything is okay, and then we don't take the train until the fourth book, and then it's cool, but it does ask a question: what was the point of presenting the train so much, and the importance of the train, if you didn't take it for so long? And ultimately, it's not a big deal. There's worse thing in life, but you rush so many things in the first one, and because you rush so many things, then when it was truly time to do the thing that was important, like for example, was the teacher before that? How come Quidditch was chosen? What did they do that was special? Holy shit! See this is crude. This is kind of gangster. So they take the flying car, and why it's brilliant is because the flying car was introduced in the beginning when they came to rescue Harry. Now, they call it rescue, this is kidnapping. And it's actually really freaking nice. And it sucks, it's sad because the whole time you got Harry, who's, again, he's rich, he's enjoying life. And another time we mentioned that the Weasley are broke. And when he mentioned, Harry's like, oh, I wanted to give all my money to them. But there's never an hint he does. Now, technically, it did give 1,000 gold to... He did give 1,000 gold to George and Fred. He did give that money away. Gave the money away from the price. But that wasn't his money. And this is what I mean. This is what I mean with Harry being such a superstar. Is you're in a position where you have this character, and you're like, okay, well, he's a superstar, right? And I do like the fact that he's a superstar, but it just doesn't make a lot of sense because Harry is super young, right? And again, he gets some help from the Foley. I don't remember the name. I think it's Crazy Eye or something like that. Did the same mistake. I got a part of this structure that is really not strong. That is worrying me a lot. Now I could do two things. I could take it away, take it out, and restart. But then I don't think you guys want that. So we'll have to be the best we can. To do the best we can with what we have, with what we did. Not that bad. Okay, that's good. That's done. And I need 3. It's actually 4? Okay, 3. 3, I got 1 and I got 2. This is gonna be super simple. And it's supposed to be the same thing on the both sides. That's why I know that my thing is kind of fucked. Because it's not. My thing is completely messed up. Oh, what do we have here? Okay, I think that's good. Not solid, but that's good. Okay, so now we have another piece. We got the 4, we got this. So we're going to take the train, and weirdly speaking, the whole family, the whole family is there. They're coming to do the first year of Ginny. But I think I'm getting ahead of something. We have the famous moment where they buy the books, they buy everything. And again, we have the memory of, we have the Dursley having financial trouble, which is not something we're completely unaware of. We got this is really cruel part, but really cruel. They go to the bank, right? And then they actually see Harry's money, and Harry's like, oh well, I'm rich, you know. And how can he not feel bad about it? But he kind of does feel bad about it. So I need. See, we're going way too fast now. Okay. And then there's one of the most important moments, which is meeting a certain professor. What's his name? Gilderoy. I don't know how you guys call it in English. I read the book in French. If you guys didn't hear it once, you heard it twice. And yeah. Okay, so what I should do here is okay, that's good. So they tell me actually to put it that way, to put one of those here. Okay, that's good. That's really good actually. 1, 2. Okay. Now we're putting the first one, which is good. We're putting another one, which serve as a kind of a lock. You want to see, we have this thing, right? And we're putting the yellow thing, which is right here, as a sort of like a when you put a screw, something to put it safety. So you're basically locking it, right? So you see, because we put it, it doesn't move as much, which is good. Okay. We have 2. Oh my god, I'm dumb. Made another mistake. Yeah, I'm gonna go sleep, guys. Fuck it. They're an hour late. And all I can, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to say? Oh, you're late? I don't give a shit. But imagine if I took a day off for that. Right? Imagine, just for the sake of the argument, took a day off for that. It's not fair. So we go to the place where they buy the book, they buy everything, and it's kind of cool because I believe this is the year when Percy becomes a prefect. Did you guys say it in English, prefect, or not? I don't know if you do. Okay, so far so good. So far this is really good. And this is supposed to be screwed, but you got something that moves, you know? Deliberately screaming. Okay, good. Okay. Now what I believe that we're actually pretty freaking good. I believe you have to put it there and here. The main part is 2 things. First of all, we meet a teacher, which is again for the first time we're meeting this teacher. The second important part is we're seeing Draco Malfoy's father for the first time, Lucius. And when it comes to it is really well made because when it comes time to, okay, we have this one. Holy shit! Look at this. But that's so cool.
Yes, you belong in Slytherin.
And lastly,
Yes, clearly Gryffindor.
cool. So I'm gonna stop here. I love you guys. Take it easy.